welcome to another random battle replay cast. And today I'm gonna feature Daimyo Willem, who's playing in the tier 8 Japanese gunboat destroyer, the Akizuki. Well, it lost a bit of its popularity, I would say, over the time, and I can't remember if I featured it on the channel, at least not recently, but yeah, it's always good to have more, or like, to cover ships that are kind of not so popular as they were before. Now the Akizuki can be considered the little sister or brother of the new implemented or introduced Kitakaze and Harugumo in that line. But if I remember correctly, it was quite a while the only really gunboat destroyer for the Japanese nation. So yeah, it was a good one, and it is still a good one. It got a little bit nerfed. If you watch the concealment circle, in former times this was 5.9, now it's 6.1, but it's still fine. If you watch at the lineups, yeah, pretty much standard. Really favorable matchmaking for tier 8s, of course, but that's what you have from time to time. Alright, so he's playing on the map north and is going aggressively, kind of aggressively towards C, which is okay. I wouldn't go immediately into C. He does not know where the enemy Chapayev is, which is the only radar threat in the enemy team. And therefore he takes a bit safer approach, is getting behind these islands here, and then he can still reverse in case it's needed. Or, yeah, maybe spot enemy destroyers. We'll see. Normally this B and C cap are, or were in the past times when they had, when North was not shaped like it is right now, it was pretty nasty to contest it because radar cruisers are always sitting in this area here. Alright, here I don't know why he didn't open up fire, because I mean the kit, of course it's a scary competitor, but it's still a good one. Still not as good DPM wise as the Akizuki, for example. That was a bit too late in my opinion. He could have done it a bit earlier. Maybe he wanted to not lure him into the torps, but yeah, I guess that didn't work. Alright, so also on top it's a carrier game. Akizuki has an okay-ish value when it comes to AA. He's going here for the safe smoke. Well, I can support that. He doesn't want to lose HP unnecessary. He has to angle towards torps from the kit, but it shouldn't be a big deal since it's only one torp launcher, so that shouldn't hurt too much. So he's waiting out until the enemy CV striked. Absolutely normal business. If you look at the distribution of his team over the map, it's recommended for him to play it safe. That's absolutely the case, and therefore nothing too special. There are more tops coming, so let's check. Two triple launches. 1, 2. Yep. Well, there's the answer. It was the enemy Hatsuharu, who was also below C. Well, that Mars has used smoke and doesn't use his hydro. A thing I never will understand, but okay. There's a lot of things I will never understand in terms of World of Warships, so I leave it just to that. Yeah, he's advising the York to pull back, but if you look at the friendly York, you will figure out he's a special kind of player. Okay, Hatsuharu spotted. Who's opening up for whatever reasons. I don't like that, and I wouldn't do it in a Hatsuharu. But he's getting into cover, or almost into cover. Kind of a misplay there. I think build-wise he's built around without AFT, which makes sense in my opinion. You should go for IFHE. That's an absolutely mandatory skill on the Japanese gunboat destroyer line, since without they are less effective. With IFHE you pen 32mm of armor, and this is of course quite significant because you just can melt every kind of ship that is sailing around in the World War of Warships universe. Taking some pot shots on the Anshan. So far he made mostly damage on the destroyers, which is okay. And yeah, here we go, the special guy. What is he thinking? Is it a new strategy to reverse broadside on? I saw that a lot of times and I wonder, did it prove that to be effective? I'm not sure. So, if you watch at, if you look at the minimap, you see that there are some ships coming: New Orleans, Fuso, North Carolina, eventually even the Kid. So there's a lot of damage to farm, and he's trying to. Yeah, well, let's be honest. What was this? It was only a matter of time, I would say. Quite questionable. His team holds the upper hand at A, which is good. Some little force at B, and he's the only one left here at the A side. So he has, of course, to wait a bit for what is going on. And now the Kid opens fire, which is an absolutely favorable fight for Daimyo here. If you can kite, because you can play the Akisuki like a little cruiser, and the arcs of the Kid makes it almost impossible to charge into. This is a really, really bad situation for the Kid. On top of that, he's just running into the torpedoes, which gives Daimyo, of course, always the possibility to how can I say it, to farm damage or get into concealment. And now he can, since these guys are spotting for him, now he can harass the Fuso. And you see how much he puts out in firepower. Even though the Fuso is a special case, since the Fuso has quite a thick deck armor, which can't be penetrated by 32mm or by the 100mm with IFHE, since it's I think 50mm or so. Same story like on the German battleships, or some of the German battleships, especially the higher tier ones. They are pretty much safe. So he's of course going for the additional fire. And yeah, the only thing he has to be worried about is the New Orleans, that he doesn't come too close. That's understandable and absolutely necessary. Apart from that, I mean, the playstyle is absolutely the same like the Kitakaze or Harugumo. Kitakaze is maybe a bit special because better concealment, so also the availability of contesting caps a bit more efficient than, for example, the Akizuki or Harugumo, but still, I think the playstyle itself is more or less the same. He's going here for widespread torps. I don't know why, because Japanese torps are always yeah, that Fuso got wrecked. Always visible a bit earlier, so normally the chances of hitting with widespread torps is, I would say, not as good. And then I got proven wrong. Ta-da! The New Orleans achieved something. Yeah, he tried to turn out. That's probably the issue there. I don't know. Probably. So the Fuso dies. Okay. New Orleans is running away. I don't know what the Friedrich is doing. He's trying to go for the ram, I guess. Yeah, was unlucky not to get it off, but I think he wouldn't have killed the NC there, or the North Carolina anyways. And now he has 2 juicy targets, which means 2 North Carolinas. This is like the optimal thing that can happen to you. 2 battleships completely alone without any other support. He sets 2 fires on the one North Carolina, and then he's dakka-dakka in the next one to inflict as much as possible. If I would have been this get slow North Carolina, I wouldn't have damage counter at all. He's full HP, there's no necessity of damage counting at all. Let the fires tick. You will get anyways new fires. And you can just tank it, because if you look at the points lead and HP lead his team has, wouldn't have been a big thing to leave it, I guess. Now he's in the constant danger of getting torped. If he wants to go in, like he does not right now, he has the problem of having no damage con available, and on top that he might even has to worry about torpedoes, which we know isn't the case, but still normally I wouldn't do that. So now Daimyo is working on another North Carolina. Gets on fire. Of course, fine. The North Carolina thinks, nah, I don't shoot the Akizuki, he's no threat to me. If you noted where he put his torps, well, he expected the North Carolina also to push down here. I don't know why the North Carolina is running away. Honestly, if I would be that North Carolina, I would angle towards him and just steam towards the Akizuki to unload, of course, HE. The thing you have to do now. But yeah. And yeah, he throw one set down here and the other one in a straight path towards him. But it's as usual, you can't predict some people. And also this North Carolina made the same mistake of damage cutting too early, in my opinion. They were both full HP and now they suffer so hard from like damage cutting too early. Look at this North Carolina, how he's getting wrecked. I mean, of course, it's okay to like, as a rule of thumb, to put out 2 fires, but you also have to calculate in the situation that you are in. I know that I myself make this mistake as well, that just damage conning 2 fires just out of how can I say it, just as normal business, so I don't think about it, and this is sometimes an issue. So he gets 2 more fires there, and I think he could have also switched to AP, because on this range the AP is also pretty sufficient. Not sufficient, pretty strong. It loses a bit penetration over distance, but on this, like below 10 kilometers, it's pretty potent. Yeah. And the North Carolina damage comes on fire again. Now the question is, can the Alabama maybe delete him? Because the thing that Daimyo needs here is time right now. I don't see him losing this if he has enough time. So the yeah, but the Alabama is doing, I don't know what. He turned away. This is sick. Daimyo on the other side tries to get a kill as quick as possible and identified the New Orleans as the best chance. Same here, would have done exactly the same. But you see how disgusting this rate of fire is. If you saw like Kitakaze, which is basically this, I think the same DPM, if I'm not mistaken, well, slightly better, but you can have this already on tier 8. So cruisers have nothing to love, especially when they have no... I don't know why they're all running from him. This is the biggest question I have here, honestly. And yeah, 999 points at 1000, and his team was not cooperative. They needed 1 kill to prolong the game, and, well, it wasn't there. Yeah, now you get the title probably, and yeah, it's a bit sad, because I'm pretty sure if the Alabama would have played a bit more, or if someone would have killed the ship quicker, it would have been possible to carry the whole game for his team. At least it would have been a possibility. So let's put it like this. And sadly, his team, as I said, wasn't so cooperative. So he got 2 kills, 193,000 damage. That was a lot more possible, let's be honest. 4 top hits in total, which is good. 14 fires, base resets, and so on. Confederate high caliber, so that tells the story. No Kraken, of course, but you can't have every game Kraken. I think the amount of damage that he did to certain targets was definitely enough, but if you look at the base XP, you might be shocked again. Of all the players in this game, he's second. So that tells you a story. The enemy Hatsuharu had probably also a pretty good game, looks like, at least. He had quite significant torpedoes. I mean, the Mars I can remember. And he must have killed 2 other targets as well. So, yeah, his carrier had not the impact that he needed to help. And yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Alabama, he did whatever. Same question with the York or Mars. Mars sitting in smoke without hydro and York reversing backwards. But okay, we all know this special kind of player. So 1,699 base XP, almost 1,700. Sick. He almost exclusively shot HE. As I said, there's a possibility on capitalizing on broadsides, especially the North Carolina would have been dead a bit earlier, I guess, if he would have switched to AP. Apart from that, 12,000 fire damage away from the Witherer award. And yeah, he also showed off that you can play it in the open if you have the given distance and so on. Good thing is, or like questionable again, why the NCs weren't interested in shooting him. I don't get this sometimes, but yeah, they have their own agenda and probably identified an angled battleship behind Daimyo Williams as a bigger threat. You never know. All right, thanks to Daimo for sending this in. Absolutely enjoyable replay. For the guys outside watching, what do you think? Did you like it? If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Apart from that, I wish you a nice day and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.